What is happening?
About time, I'm in here.
Hey!
I'm in here now.
Man, look at here. We are in No Signals TV. I got my motherfucking man, Haji. Nah, I got my man Haji P in here. We about to drop this new No Signals down. I'm gonna be on my best behavior.
I know somebody watching this right now, like, how you get on here?
How
you get on here?
But we go
How you
down.
on here?
Haji culture, y'all bullshit. But anyway, we gonna talk this shit. Hey, matter of fact, we gonna get into this first video. We gonna get into this Haji P.
Good grief.
The Good Grief joint. Y'all be cool. I think, what is it, Neighborhood?
It was off the Neighborhood Kid album. It was filmed when I was out in the Bay Area.
Okay, cool.
So this was filmed out in San Francisco too by my man Trevor Trainer.
Wow.
He is not a game.
Okay then, well, we're gonna get into this first video. If you do what you do, do what you do. You know how we do. And we'll get back. No Signals TV. No Signals TV, man. Y'all already.
Yeah. It's gonna feel real good. Come on. Good grief, Charlie. Whatever happened to the braces and the fro? Well, I'm cooling now. Dig me in my clothes. And they love it now, cause I got that soul. And I'm from cold. This is for my mom. And that pretty little girl with the eyes. Back in high school, used to push a ride. And I'm just another ordinary guy. Yes, I'm right. Hey, yo, the streets ain't raised me. My P raised me. With no help from what's his face to peace to 8-3. But left me a sister and a stupid name. Between the two, I kept a little snaggle, two sibling. Used to spend the day sitting by the fish tank. Drawing in my sketchbook till the pencil break. Look, mommy, look, I do this one for you. Trying to bother while she cooks. Took me to soccer practice, whooped me when I was acting up. Said you don't need the sun, I'ma tan your butt. But nothing go to bed. On the rag, purple Kool-Aid and Nickelodeon. On the road again, no way, the plane again. Back on the block, I got chased by Arabians. Concrete scraped the skin. Friends, I would brawl with them. Chilltown, Clerk Street, Curry Woods and Arlington.
Excuse me. Yo, yeah, we back. I'm at my man Haji P, man. Welcome. How are you, brother?
I'm fantastic. I just literally just got off of work and came straight to the studio.
I appreciate
I was from work, did like taught the kids, then did it's like every other couple Friday nights do a little like middle school jam for my students.
Wow.
So then like right after that, now I'm in the studio.
Golly, bro, you like Black Spider, man. You be everywhere, bro.
Man, I try to be busy.
I mean, alright. Well, let's get into it's like you got so much on your plate as far as like things you do. You understand? I know recently you just I know you released some music. I just put out a newer album in October maybe. Right. Like, you just released some music.
Yeah. The vinyl came out in October.
This shit sold out like.
Yo, so we only did 100 pressings, and I think week one it was done.
Wow.
Like I forget how many. I think I personally had 10 or 20. I don't remember if it was like 10 or 20. I think it was 20 copies that I had to like push out.
Right.
And I did an event at my shop, and those were gone in like first. You good?
Can I drink a
Listen, you good.
Can I drink a pass?
You good. We grown people here. Hey, listen, so all right, so, because this is something we got to talk about, right? It's something we got to talk about.
Okay.
Fortunately, right, I get a lot of good feedback on the things that I do, because I am in the culture, and a lot of things that I do is primarily and specifically for kids. Like I'm a teacher.
Hold on, let me get to that yet. Finish talking about the vinyl.
Okay, sorry.
We gonna get into all that. So, I got you.
So the vinyl, I did I drawn on a couple of the covers or whatever, and I put out. It's like, all right, covers go to the first people who get them. I think I'd only had the shop open for an hour and a half before they was all out. Because honestly, you know, I'm Wilmington local. I'm Wilmington native. This is what I call home. And so after I came back from California, people hadn't heard me rap. And God, maybe like 10, close to 10 years, people hadn't heard me rap. So like I put out something new, and thankfully people weren't like, I'm so tired.
Right. I honestly was looking forward to hearing it though. I mean, only because, you know what I'm saying, I've heard your music. You dig? I'm a fan of your music and shit. And just of the content, you understand? I wanted to hear what the content was going to be, what the feel was going to be on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people know that you actually do music.
No. I'm by the time I came back to Wilmington, I think like old heads knew, like OG people in rap knew what was up. But it's like a lot of new cats. I was unfamiliar with a bunch of the new artists that was out.
Right.
So I know they had to be looking at me like, who's old Mr. Graybeard over here saying he a rapper? But don't sleep.
Right.
Don't sleep.
Right. What was
don't let smile fool you.
Yo, so
I'm still confident about taking anybody who come to me.
Nah, you bugging.
I'm still very confident about that. That point ain't left me yet.
Okay then, so it's like, okay, being that, what era did you know what I'm saying? Like,
so
like it was, you know what I'm saying, as far as like the local scene. I don't like to call it the local scene, the port scene.
But there's a genuineness to calling it a local scene.
Right.
Because it is like every spot, no matter how small, big, tall town, skinny your town is,
local is local.
Local is local. Right. I'm from here, I'm local. But
right.
don't call me local if I'm making moves outside of here. But when I'm here, I'm still local.
Right.
I forgot what the question was.
Damn, I'm high. No, I'm not.
Yo, you asked me what the scene was like.
Well, yeah, what part, like what time of the culture did?
So I came to Wilmington in 98, 99.
Okay.
Right? I came here in 98, 99. And when I showed up, it was like raw MCs. Right,
yeah.
Like, you know, it's when hip hop was still trying to place its rappers.
Okay.
Right, like where there was rules to engagement, like, oh, you a backpack rapper.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you a hood rapper. Or you a shiny rapper. Or you know what I mean, like.
And that's crazy that you got here around that time, because I was transitioning away at that time.
And I got here at the time, and I got here cockier than I should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But this was at a time when, like, if you were an MC, you're not supposed to let nobody think they better than you.
Mm-mm.
Right? At no point, the minute I say that somebody else is nicer than me, then, like, I might as well go ahead and throw away my pen.
Right.
So I came to Wilmington when there was, like, and met some heavy hitters, and we were just bar cats. Like, I remember Louis T put me on, and Bessie's used to have these open mics, and Red was hosting it, and I remember, like, Wilmington at the time wasn't my home. You know what I mean? Like, I came in feeling myself entirely too much. And it was like Red, MAJA was there, Fuzz, I can't even remember some of the cats, but these are still cats that I still talk to, like Doc Bless and his peeps was out there. And it was an open mic that had turned into a battle. And I think I had went and read. It was one of those things where, like, when rappers are, you know, you could have said your shoes scuffed up. Like, what you say about my mama? And so I remember, like, saying something to him, like in song, not just like in song. And then, like, MAJA came out of nowhere, boom, boom, boom. And I was like, who's this old Doc McStuffins in the face looking nigga?
Wow. He gonna have something to say about this shit too.
But he know though. He talked about it.
Okay.
Listen, I ain't look. I'm on camera. I ain't about to say nothing. I ain't about to say nothing I can't back up.
Right.
And so MAJA came out, and in my head I'm like, all right, Grimace, what you got?
Mm-hmm.
And MAJA lit fire. Woof. I was like, oh, okay. All right, you're right. I'm the new guy. Let me go ahead let me go ahead and take a seat.
Wow.
Let me listen to y'all. Let me listen to y'all play. But then, you know, the more I got at it, and the more you start to build a relationship with these rappers, and the more brazen you can get. Because me and Major went at it a couple of times, and this was before like battle rap had a structure to it.
Right.
This is just like cats.
Going at it.
This is cats going.
Is this before? This was probably still when people had beats on. Rapping over the beats and shit. Okay.
This is when you sit and
like
and it was always
shit.
the mob beat. It was always the mob deep.
Right.
Like ain't no such like that's the
shit
beat.
was.
And it's like, and even if you wasn't good, if you got that beat, you like, oh,
I'm about to go crazy.
Oh, he got that beat. He cheated.
Yeah.
But so that's when I came up. I came up when it was like, yo, we were rappers. We rapping to be the best rapper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then ultimately, you know, you graduate, you learn how to write a song, you learn how to compose like an album, you figure out what your story is. Like even now, like with the record I just dropped, and like I listen to my old records, and while I wouldn't say so much I'm a rapper now, I'm still an MC. I still have my place, but there's a whole different story that I have in this moment that like I still want to get out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like
Absolutely.
a retired boxer.
Absolutely.
Like I got like, look, I know this ain't my game no more, but like, listen, Rock, I got one more in me.
I mean, it ain't really a retired boxing thing. You gotta look at it like even the retired boxers, even George Foreman came out of retirement to become champ again.
Facts. But nah, I just like I came up when rappers were rappers, and I know it's an ill thing to say, but I probably wrote like 100 songs before I told anybody I wrote one. Right? Like now it's too easy to like drop a verse, think you fire, like post it,
right,
and get like, let's say you get 2,000 likes in 2 weeks. That's dope. But you got the whole world that you're exposed. There's 2 billion people in the world. Don't get gassed up in 2,000 likes.
Right.
Like when I was coming up, you had to earn that, and you had to sit with a lot of people and wondering if they liked you or not.
Right.
I remember giving flyers to people, and it was like handing them trash.
Absolutely.
It was like, here, would you take this thing? I worked really hard on it, and could you just throw it away at the next trash can you get to?
You know, it was ill. I remember 8 going to A3C, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before it got commercialized, super high. I remember walking down, what street was that, man? Cannot think of that side street. I think it was, whatever the street was, right there in front of the, I might be smoking too much. It was a department store, I think it was. That was the name of the club.
Yeah.
But the fucking meat CDs, like the CDs was the CD phase.
Yeah.
The CDs were this thick on the fucking ground.
Yeah.
You did, like you were walking on these motherfuckers almost sliding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was a different era. It was a different age
Yeah.
of the music. Do you think like now a lot of shit is microwave when it comes to music?
I do, but there's a yin and yang to everything. I think it's dope that like cats who actually, because I still think practicing your craft is paramount.
Absolutely.
Right? Like you don't get to say I'm a rapper and you wrote one song and put it up and got a couple likes.
Absolutely.
Like, like as an artist, as a visual artist, I understand that like likes are valuable and people can pretend like likes don't mean nothing if you want to. I'll post something that I think is fire and like 2 people like it. I'm in the crib with the tears for the next day.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not that deep.
I'm like, bro, no, you're not. You're not.
I mean, it ain't that deep, but I'm saying people act like likes don't mean anything. They do mean something, but they don't mean everything. Right? So I do think rap is microwave, but you put work into your craft.
Okay.
And then you put it out. I think that's dope that artists had that opportunity.
Absolutely.
You put work in your craft and you could put it out and it's to 1 billion people.
Absolutely.
Off tops. But I'll say this and I stand by what I say. I feel like if you wrote your first song and you put it out, you a clown. That's clown behavior.
Wow, Haji.
That's clown behavior. And I'm from an era of MCs where I feel like I can say that. Like you wrote one song, your first song. I'm not talking about like you been like practicing it and working on it. I'm talking about your first song. And you put it out thinking it's fire. Now you put it out and you like putting bait because you want some honest feedback on where you are at or where you have room to grow as a musician. I think that's noble. But to push something out and to get hot when people ain't responding to it like it's fire, that's clown behavior.
I know for a fact that you're an artist, so you be on both sides of the fence when it comes to certain stuff. So to say that likes bother you when you don't put something out, and to turn around in the essence and say, if you put out your first song and get 20 likes.
I'm saying if like when I put out as a visual artist, right? We visual artist to rapper. When I started posting art, I didn't start posting art thinking I was an artist. It was, it was something I was doing. Right? Something I was doing. I was in a weird headspace, and I was drawing butts, and you know what I mean? Like I was drawing. But
you are a traditional artist. From pen to pencil.
I'm a dinosaur.
Right.
I'm a dinosaur.
Absolutely. So, but not saying it like absolutely as a dinosaur, but as far as like the traditionalist when it comes to learning how to draw with a pencil to a paper, that's a forgotten skill that a lot of people don't have.
Yeah. I feel like that is. I teach a lot of kids who they're real good digitally and they have a lot more to learn traditionally. But in the same way that like
we ain't going into the kids yet. You keep look.
That's my whole life.
I get it. We're going there. We're going there. So we sticking to the hip hop.
So let's stick to me being an ignorant old head.
So so you like
arrogant.
Okay. Like to me it's like this. Okay, in one sense, to me, because I am a traditional artist, as you understand, I went to art school, all that good shit.
Yeah.
I don't care if nobody like my shit. You dig where I'm coming from? Because for one, they might not understand it. Two, the true artists who understand the medium understand the difficulty in what I'm doing. So it's for the appreciation of that and myself. I don't give a damn if they don't like it.
But I think when people say that's a lie. Like I said, I don't think that like likes shouldn't change how you operate. Right? Like whether 2 people, whether 20 people, whether 2,000 people like something I do, that shouldn't change what I'm doing. Because if it changes what I'm doing, then I ain't being true to myself, right? But I promise you this, I like it more when I get 2,000 likes than I do when I get 2 likes.
I get it, but at the same time, you started in an era when it wasn't, a like didn't matter.
Yeah, but I'm because you keep telling me not to shift to kids, because the question was, what do I think about new generation?
Right. As far as the music.
As far as the music goes.
Right.
And I think that's where we exist, where our worth in our crafts, or sometimes our worth in ourself, is based on what all these people we don't know think. Right? And that's why like New Cats, we have this opportunity for the entire world to hear everything we're doing. And so if I'm somebody, I made this song, I think it's hot, let me put it out, and then nobody likes it, I'm gonna internalize that. I'm saying me is the like anomalous new person.
Okay, let's switch just like you were saying. You came to Wilmington and you had been in a different area where even the ear of the music was different at that time. So when you got here, it was almost a culture shock when you met somebody that challenged you too. You understand? It's like okay, when I got to Atlanta, I thought I was nice here. You understand? And then at that time it was ciphers. You dig what I'm from? Then you jump in a cipher and it's a dude that really sound like 3,000. It's just bang, 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 bang. You like, hold up.
But somebody lit fire to my face. They didn't do it behind the keyboard. Somebody lit fire to my face. And it's humbling, but it's also a teaching moment. I was like, ooh, okay, Major, I see you. Go home, practice, sharpen the sword. Let me see you again. I got something for you.
But I feel like then it was more prevalent because you had to stand on that name. So if somebody saw you get cooked, the next time they saw you, oh, that's the dude that got cooked. Rather than online or some shit. You did what I'm going for. I think it had more validity then.
Yeah,
than now.
Did. Because it was real, it was tangible, and I ain't about to be nobody replica. You're not about to just cook. You're not about to just cook me and think I'm a whole at.
I could do
like,
that.
We got and so I know it's new cats that I don't know and I don't know y'all that are watching this. Like, I'll be the first to admit, like I'm not a hardcore rapper. Like, I've never been a hardcore rapper. I even tried to confront that role. But believe me when I tell you,
it's about
I'm confident and like I'm gonna outbar you.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, it's crazy to hear that come. I'm glad you said this because probably a lot of people don't see the side of Haji.
Nah, they don't.
So they're like, yo, what the fuck is that? Haji always talking about?
Cause I gotta be Spider-Man and Peter Parker everywhere.
I can dig it.
You know what I mean?
I wanted you to come on those signals, and that's my whole thing. I be wanting people to see people being real life people. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, you can't be this way on with Francis. Like, you can't tell Francis you got bars.
Yeah, and I can't. Like, and the thing is, and I say I got him. Let me be honest, I had him, but I feel my pen ain't that rusty. My pen ain't that rusty.
Yo, hey, look, I'm doing this. Anyways.
But anyway, so all I'm saying is, as a rapper to any caliber,
okay.
At no point do you ever say something, even if like you inside yourself and you're like, oh, I know I was talking tough, so I gotta figure out how to back that up. You don't ever come out your mouth and say somebody can cook you, ever. Period. I don't care who you are. You don't ever say that.
I don't feel like it.
Before somebody else can have confidence in you,
right?
You gotta have confidence.
I agree. I mean,
be humble. Don't be no.
Look,
like,
I made statements online that I felt like somebody was going to probably check me on. And nobody said nothing. The only person that said so was Major was like, well, I fuck with put. But you did well, come on. I get that. Everybody got their favorite. Everybody said
and rap was weird, man, because I like, you know, and my arrogance has definitely put me, like, in those moments, right? In those moments, my arrogance as a rapper, especially because when I was coming up in Wilmington, it was only certain cats that was doing shows.
I agree.
And it was not a big pocket.
No.
It was not a big pocket.
And that's why I be like, and as much as I'm a traditionalist, I know who was outside and who wasn't. Yeah. You understand? Like, I've been around since the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So, maybe not as far as, you know, shout out to Push Rod. I just had Push Rod on here.
I saw that, yeah.
And Push Rod, you know what I'm saying? Push Rod was at the beginning of the forefront. But my father was probably, you understand, was like he said, an inspiration to him. So I've been there somewhat since the beginning of the origin of hip hop in Wilmington. You get what I'm home for? So to get to a point to where it is now, you understand? Like you said, it was a small pocket. You understand? So
so I gotta believe my time is worth more than this other MCs if I want the show. Hey. And we were all like, because even all those cats, like we were all linked up then.
Right.
But like, when it's one steak on the plate and there's 20 people trying to eat.
Right. I get it. Well, look, we're going to get into this.
Yeah, sorry.
Yo, we got long-winded on. Yo, I love it, bro, because a lot of folks ain't never heard Haji talk like that, so we're going to get into the
I'm talking real slimy right now.
Hey, I'm like, yo, okay, that's what we doing? Like, what? So, we're going to get into this Wreck Your Life joint, man. These joints crazy, man.
Oh, my God.
Yo, no Signals TV. We'll be back.
Yes, we will.
So turn the beats up loud and check the mic, cause the wreck gon' rock the set tonight. You know we felt like shit but kept it hype. And when the league in the spot, we wreck your life. We wreck your life, we wreck your life. Don't know your name even though we done met you twice. So wreck your life, just wreck your life. And if you ain't with the wreck, forget your life. Rich C, Haji P, Rob Rush, Cook Cume, wreck your life. We wreck your life. We wreck your life. We wreck your life. Yo, Wreck League in the building. Raise the flag. Start taking beam shots like laser tag. We gon' black out like it was all a dream. About 2 turntables and a fog machine. It's RCHP, in the capital Q. And shit, that ain't even half of the crew. It's Wreck League, baby. How do you do? The most miraculous disaster that can happen to you.
Hey yo, H to the P. Bing. Fact on way rad. And my style's old school like a macrame class. And I'm fly
but I jam the brake pad. Cause I'm down with the wreck like an aeroplane crash. And your team don't even compete, bro. With Molly Ringwald rap, pretty and pink flow. My team so mean, Joe Green on the beat though. Tough guy, lineman, whiskey and meatloaf.
Yo, beat. King of the street rock. Somebody pass the booze and I get loose when the beat drops. Somebody twist it up and I be higher than treetops. Passed out or locked up, the only way we stop. I honestly believe that none of you can hang. Waking up, fucked up like I'm hungry and I'm tan. Gotta make another track and put the money in the bank. We spin and drink tickets like money ain't a thing.
From the same bay as Forte, been there for 4 days. Wreck, we all licks like lesbian foreplay. Ayy, I hit the bar in my A6. Drink till your boy get A6. I know crazy, right? Q, I live a crazy life. Too drunk to walk, gotta crawl like a baby might. So if you watching, don't try this at home. Cause if I say my drinking money, y'all can buy me a home.
So turn the beats up loud and check your mic. Cause the wreck gon' rock the set tonight. You know we felt like shit but kept it hype. And when the league in the spot, we wreck your life. We wreck your life, we wreck your life. Don't know your name even though we done met you twice. So wreck your life, just wreck your life. And if you ain't with the wreck, forget your life.
Wreck your plans, wreck your day job, wreck your health. Wreck him, wreck her, go wreck yourself. You ain't down with the wreck, then the wreck reply. That's some reckless shit, you better rectify. Crack a bottle up, spark the dro. You gon' be in the fan club before we even start the show. When the wreck start performing the hits, it's next stop next week on some Doc Brown DeLorean shit.
Now if I said you was whack cause you peddling dope, sonny, I cold beat the pot, calling kettle a porch monkey. So put that in your bucket with a biscuit dog. And watch when I drop it on the one like a stripper thong. Neighborhood kid, Fayetteville slugger. That's a bad mother, making out with your mother. Rob, check the mic, and to the people in the front car, wreck your life.
Hey, did you plan ahead? Well, we sure did. I got a bottle of tequila in the t-shirt bin. It's your favorite rap crew that you never remember. You know, one wreck show is a week-long bender. Mayday, mayday, hey, wreck came to shut it down. Everybody hit the bar, order up another round. Team hit the stage and we fresher than peppermint. Say goodbye to your old life, wreck, stay wrecking it.
Bartender, go and fill up hourglass. Make another hour pass, something like an hourglass. Yeah. You ain't drinking, look at hourglass. More liquor, less ice in it. I hit the bar, get around like a clock in the underground. Hit the parking lot and pass the rum around.
Thought you wasn't drinking no more.
Yeah, right, cause when the wreck's in the spot,
we wreck your life. So turn the beats up loud and check your mic. Cause the wreck gon' rock the set tonight. You know we felt like shit but kept it hype. And when the league in the spot, we wreck your life. We wreck your life, we wreck your life. Don't know your name even though we done met you twice. So wreck your life, just wreck your life. And if you ain't with the wreck, forget your life. So turn the beats up loud and check the mic. Cause the wreck gon' rock the set tonight. You know we felt like shit but kept it hype. And when the league in the spot, we wreck your life. We wreck your life, we wreck your life. Don't know your name even though we done met you twice. So wreck your life, just wreck your life. And if you ain't with the wreck, forget your life.
I'm the greatest man in the world! Wow! Oh, I'm so happy I can't even feel my arms!
And here's another hit, Pete Rose.
Nobody does it better.
We are back. Those Signal TV. Yo, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was another one shot by Trevor Trainer in San Francisco.
Wow.
Like, cause I was in the Bay for a while. Like, you know, I had done pretty well in Wilmington, and then got picked up by this team rec league out in like the Bay Area. So like I flew out, and when I went out there, that was my first experiences. Is like being a real rapper, where like shows are paying bills, and like
that's crazy.
You know, my first show. There's a clip in there. I did it with the posse. My first show out there, we did in this spot called Catalyst, and Catalyst is like the equivalent to House of Blues in Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
And it was flooded. My first show, I got wild spoiled. Like, we did a song called Disneyland, and like front to back, like, you know, I'll show it to you if there's a break or whatever, but whole, I don't know how many, maybe 2,000, however many people House of Blues can hold, that's about how many people Catalyst go. And I was like, yo, this is it. Like, yo, let's get moving. Let's get moving. I'm with this now. I'm with this. But yeah. So, yeah, this is the most I talked about me being a rapper since I was an actual rapper in these streets rapping.
Wow, that's crazy, bro. And I'm glad to hear you talk about it now.
You came out the gate with that question.
Nah, because like, yo, for one, we about the music on it. You understand? Yeah. Like a lot of people be like, yo, you got a dope, you know what I'm saying, situation, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, the No Signals. My thing is I grew up on Rap City. You dig where I'm coming from? I grew up on your MTV raps. You understand? Yeah. That's where I got my music from. You understand? And that was the whole point of the platform to me. You understand? I felt like it was enough music here. And then too, I had been exposed to another culture and I understand how it moves. You understand when the city move, everybody move. You understand? Yo, I'm supposed to be, this is second stanza, so I usually give out the hard questions. Now, I wanted to ask you about something as far as the music and other, being that, I'm going to ask this and then we're going to get into the hard questions.
Okay.
What do you feel about, like, the local scene compared to somewhere else? You understand? You might go somewhere else and you hear the music on the radio and it's local. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about...
So Fonte had a quote that, man, when I moved out of Wilmington and started actually traveling to do shows and going to these other states and places to do shows, it resonated. He was like, I ain't never heard of a rapper called local to go overseas, come back home and wait. I ain't never heard of a rapper gone global to go overseas, come back and be called local. Like that's wild to me. That if I'm local, if I'm from here,
right?
Yes, we here, I'm gonna take Wilmington everywhere I go. Right. It don't matter if I go to Kentucky. It don't matter if I go to Kazakhstan, right? I'm gonna take Wilmington wherever I go. But it's a bit of a slight when you come back. I don't know, man. I think I don't know how to answer that. But when people still call you a local rapper, because it could be, sometimes it could be endearing. Like, yo, you local, you one of us, and you're right. Like I am. You know what I mean? If I put my hands in the soil, I'm here. I ain't doing no better than nobody else. I might have different experiences, but I'm still here. But respect the fact that I put out. I mean, I put out music with UPC codes on.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I got a unique point of view because when I was in Atlanta, you understand, and I don't hate to sound like a dinosaur nigga, but at the same time, I was sending music back home, so I was actively, you understand, in it. But I didn't live in, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't actively here, you dig? So it was kind of funny. It was like, how can you call me local? And I live in it, and I was doing shows in Atlanta. I'm
doing, for a long time, I was based out in the Bay Area.
Right.
But I don't know, as we talk about this, I don't know what the right or wrong answer is. Because I feel like... I feel like it's in how you say it. I feel like if somebody's like, oh yeah, he a local rapper.
So how do you feel about the support that you think that local rappers should get or because I hear a lot of, off camera, I hear a lot of people be like, they didn't get a bunch of support. You understand? And you were around in that era. You didn't get a bunch of support.
I think, so listen.
It's not a slight. It's not a slight
for me.
It's not a slight that any. I'm not slighting nobody. I'm just being truthful in what I'm saying.
You gotta get my tire slashed,
bro.
Now, all right. So Pete. So when I was doing shows in Wilmington was dope and it was open. Wilmington was open for cats to do shows, and that was just a thing. There was multiple venues for whatever type of rap you fit in to do shows. Right. And while all of these rappers is smelling themselves, all of these rappers for the most part still supported when you're doing rap, because rap is just a real it's a different kind of sport.
It's combat.
It's combat.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have to believe you coming in with sharper swords. But we still recognize who was doing what. You know what I mean? Also you out here, I see you, we ain't in the same lane as far as rap goes, but I see what you're doing in your lane.
Absolutely.
And you're crushing it. And I feel like rap was heavily supported. You get suckers every now and then, and that's just gonna be with anything.
That's true, man. That's a true ass view.
I think now I would hate to be a rapper trying to make rap in Wilmington because it's not for us anymore. I mean, and I could really like break down gentrification, but I'll tell you what I see was the death of hip hop. Breweries, right? Once breweries started, you know, we lost a lot of good, like, I mean, Soapbox was like the God box, but you know, once we lost that, we lost, and not just hip hop, a lot of good indie music lost a home.
Right.
But you get all these breweries that pop up, and now you're not even getting shows. You're getting cats with a ukulele or a, you know, or acoustic guitar, and you know, and you know, God bless them doing what they do, but now you taking food out of the rap community mouth because ain't nobody looking for that now.
You think that was done on purpose?
Man, that's some conspiracy theory stuff. I don't know if it was done on purpose, but I do know, like, where you doing shows at now? I know
we do
MAJA and Miri used to do Sidebar, and that's just it. Because I mean, not that like I should know everything, but I shouldn't have to guess.
Right.
Like somebody shouldn't have to pitch me the secret.
Yeah.
Like I should just like I'm plugged.
Right,
I should know
where it's at.
I should know where it's at all the time because the community should allow for that.
And I agree.
And you know, and this could be on me. I don't even know without like watching like your podcast and podcast videocast. I don't know what's called what anymore.
We doing what we do.
Without like watching you, half the time I don't even know who's out here rapping anymore.
Wow. And that's another reason why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Like, and I don't even know who's out here rapping anymore. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm the old head, I'm a dinosaur, but even still, I should know who's rapping.
I can,
you know what I mean? I know a couple of names, but I know that ain't it.
Yeah. And Big B said kind of the same thing to me, like, you know, it used to be a time when it was easy, you know what I'm saying? You knew who was doing what. He was like, now it's not the same luxury. And I will say I have the luxury of being in the studio, so you know what I'm saying? Of course the young cats come around, you understand me?
Yeah.
And I'm just, but I always been a lab rat too, you understand? My pops always been with music. My pops used to take me to the record store and just be like, yo, go do what you do. Let's get on to some harder, Paul, let's get on to some better questions. Yo man, you got a real unique position in the city, especially when it came to right around the George Floyd thing. I know that right around that time for you was pivotal.
Yeah.
How much of that do you feel like put you in a position of power or of recognition?
Stop, rewind. I am not in a position of power.
Bro, when you got people who are listening to you, when you can put out product, when you can sell things, when in the city, when the major media networks that's in that city look up, you have power.
I don't know if you look at it. So forgive me if I don't want to call it power.
Can we call it respect?
I put the work in, right? I put the work in for the blessings that I receive.
Absolutely.
I'm fortunate to have the ear, but anybody could get that ear. You just got to be willing to put it. You got to be willing to put it on the table. And I put, you know, in that moment, I put everything on the table. I battled it out with my own people, and that's an ugly place to be in. Like, I know, which is why, like I said at the beginning, I know some of y'all didn't even expect me to be here, because like I know what my perception is. You know, to people who don't know me, I know what my perception is.
What's the perception, Haji?
That too black for the whites, too white for the blacks.
You think so?
I've heard it a couple times. Like I've definitely heard like I'll be on that white boy stuff. But I used to hear that when I was smaller. So
is that now in culture? Is that then in culture? Because I think like now, I think that's kind of
nah. I don't think that's now. I know, but I know there's people who don't think I'm tied. I know there's people that don't think I'm tied like I'm tied. Which, and sometimes that could be a good thing. Right. Sometimes I don't need to know. Sometimes I don't need everybody knowing who I'm tied to.
Right.
Because You know, sometimes I gotta dip in my nigga bag, and I don't need I don't need that to be the perception.
Right.
But yeah, I do a lot when we was going for the Black Lives Do Matter thing. That put me in big odds because of the word do. I mean, I was because at the time Lily and Tim, like that was who was holding the flag.
Right.
And so when like I came up and went through like a different channel, me and Lily was like this. Right. I mean, shouts out to Tim because Tim been my brother since college. Right. And Tim kind of played Farrakhan between me and Lily. And that like he squashed the beef. He brought us together.
Okay, I didn't know y'all had a problem.
Yeah, we had a problem.
So because of that situation?
Because of that situation. And it's like I said, I ain't saying nothing like on camera, but like we all done talked this out. Cause we thought the other person, she thought like I was pacifying for the whites.
Wow.
Like she thought I was pacifying. And like she didn't know me, I didn't know her at the time, but we all know the same people, so words start traveling. So then we had it out, we talked about it, and what it comes down to is, right, in the war, you have people who fight on land, you have people who fight on air, and you have people who fight on sea. Right. Like everybody can't fight. If we all fighting on land, then we missing opportunities to get to where we need to get to.
Absolutely.
So when you think about like, you can't all swing the same type of sword, it takes multiple facets, multiple ideas to be able to get the goal that you want. We were able to squash it. I think after I did that and just my work in the community, and I learned that from B. And I ain't never take that away from him. Like I learned everything that I try to be from watching Big B when I worked with him in the radio station.
Shout out to Big B.
He was always out in the community. He was always out in Boys and Girls Club. When I left the radio, I got my first job being a program director for a Boys and Girls Club in California because I saw how tied Big B was to it.
Shout out to Big B. And shout out to the Community Boys Club.
So when people talk about like my involvement, that is a direct reflection from the people who I've watched do it. Like I grew up I was born and raised in Hawaii. Like Hawaii is my home, but that was only me and my sister. My family's from Jersey City.
Okay.
And so there was this cat who used to live next to my grandfather, Mr. Haywood's son. What was it, Earl? Yeah, his name was Earl. And he used to drive this black Cadillac. At the time, like, now that I'm older, I know exactly what he was doing. But he used to drive this black Cadillac. He only wore, like, black T-shirts, dark jeans, white ones, gold chain, had a gold tooth, had the Big Daddy Kane parts in his head, and the Playboy Bunny license plate. That was the coolest dude I ever met. He used to come through the block, and he would take all the kids to Dairy Queen. But the only way you were able to go to Dairy Queen was if you cleaned up the block. So, like, you had to, like, sweep somebody's porch. You had to take out somebody's trash. You had to help Mr. Johnny, like, at his house because, like, he was an older man. Like, you had to run to the store for somebody. Like, in order to get in that Cadillac, you need to have done something to make your block better. And that was the dopest thing. 'Cause, right, when you think about service and helping and, immediately it sounds corny. Like, I ain't helping that old man. Like, get out of here. But I saw this dude. I was like, this dude is a whole flex. Like, of course I want to be him. He tell me I need to sweep. I gotta sweep the streets. Where the broom at? Right. Matter of fact, give me 2 brooms. I got the next street open.
Right.
So between him and B, like, that's where I got the gold tooth from, like, in all my drawings.
Wow.
But, like, between him and B, I learned that's where putting hands in the community was important. So I think I've just done it so much that now when I ask back, I'm fortunate enough for, like, media and, all these other people to invest in the things that I'm doing. Because I think they know that I'm invested in where I stay.
So, all right, let me ask you this real question. And I know this to be personal because we've had conversations about it, and I don't think a lot of people talked about it. Yo, you found a noose on your damn porch.
Yeah, man, and I'm not going to go long into that, but I'll say this. Wilmington is still Wilmington, and it happens after I had went on, like I was on the news talking about the moving of the Black Lives Do Matter installation.
He found a noose.
And so that was somebody's way of saying, I see you. But like I said earlier, man, my skin too thick.
I can dig it. And look,
like, and I don't even give attention. That's why I said it and then I moved on. Because I'm not gonna be out here looking for this person or even giving them that attention, because that's not gonna stop me. And listen,
you about it though.
Until you put my neck in it, we ain't got a problem.
Look, bro. Look.
Like,
you realize that when that happened, a lot of people moved around. Like, I made a few phone calls. People called me. Like, it was like it's one thing to, you understand, ride on your peoples. It's a different thing to ride for your people.
And that's why. And like I said, and this is why. You know, it's a. I was watching this documentary and somebody said likability is a jail. And I know what my position is in the community, and you know, like I do try to help and I do make service what's most important to me. And then I get a lot of feedback like, you're an amazing human and you do these great things, and I appreciate it and I love all of that. But the problem with that is now I gotta hold that, right? So now I can only be that. Without people understanding it, like I'm fallible. Like you said, like I know the sometimes that like if I'm like, look, I need this, or just sometimes like if I just want to be in the streets and being a person, let me. I mean,
I know you as I get it. I mean,
you know what I mean? Like
it's hard to be a man and be a man.
It makes it hard. When there's so much pressure when everybody's like, you're just, and please keep thinking that, because like, I appreciate that my work is valued, but it's hard to hear like, you're a great person, you're an amazing human, and then question whether or not I should go out, or questioning or not, should I have that drink? But then what happens is like, I feel all that pressure, and then when I do go out, I turn into a Dr. Jekyll. I'm an animal. Like I'm just person.
Hey, chill, man. Don't tell these people. Hey, man, don't do it. I'm not gonna let you come on here. My people gonna be like, man, you let Haji come on here and go wild. Oh, no.
Like, I'm just saying, man. It's a blessing to be able to do. It's a blessing to be able to do good.
Right.
It really is. It's a blessing to be able to do good, and that's not because I'm looking for anything. It's because I feel that that's what I'm called to do. There's spots where, because there's a lot I can't do,
right.
But what I can do is help. So that's what I'm gonna do. And you know, just sometimes I'm like, dang, man, like,
hey,
let me be fallible.
Can I talk about your armed service?
To my time in the service?
To me, it's all relevant to what I said prior.
Yeah.
You understand that you've.
I've had a lot of life experience.
Right, and for you to come back, for you to be in this environment.
Yeah, so let me say not come back. I was never sent overseas.
Right.
Like, so I don't even want to.
No, I'm talking about.
Okay. Got it. Come back. Got it. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I don't want it to be like. I just wanted to put it out there that you served the country. You understand? And whoever did that didn't even take in consideration of that.
And this is one of those things that, like, right, people don't know me. People know what they... Ignorant people. Racist. This is not say everybody. Racist people gonna think what they think. I'm gonna be a big lip, fried chicken eating monkey to some people for the rest of their life. But you know who ain't bothered by that? Like, I know what I am. I'm comfortable with what I am. I done had my face stomped, right, for being the color that I am.
Wow.
I done had things left at my door. I done had names said to me. I done been put in the hospital. I done went to court and watched the offending party get let go. You know what I mean? Like, I done been through all of that. and my skin at this point is so thick that, I mean, even before that, like, I'm not saying that things don't bother me, but things don't bother me enough to make me move a different way.
All right.
So like you putting these obstacles in front of me is cool, but you know how high I can jump? That's nothing.
All right.
You put 2 obstacles, guess I gotta learn how to jump higher.
Right.
And I feel like if you really believe in something, you gotta have that level of commitment. And like sometimes I could be reckless in the way I approach things. I act off emotion. This how I feel in the moment, bet this what I'm doing. Sometimes be smarter than me and think it through.
Anywho, I just let homie talk his shit. So we're gonna get into this next joint because it's the smile joint. So I'm gonna let homie talk about the kids and this whole situation because that's a whole special thing too. So we're gonna get into this joint. Do what you do, no Signals TV. We'll be back with Haji P. Yo. But we are back. No Signals TV. They got my man Haji. My man Haji dropped some good shit on me there. So, I swear to God, I did not expect that one.
I'm gonna take it easy.
So, let's talk about the kids, man. When it comes to your contribution to these kids, man, that kind of sets you apart when it comes to a lot of things, man. Start off. I know you got the coloring book. I know you done did your full-time. Like, bro, it's so many accolades when it comes to the future generations. It's like, And then I've even been places with you and heard, you know, I've seen your students interact with you, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot how you was a like,
I mean, like,
how your students gonna feel to see you on those signals?
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, so it's like, I bet, like, some of my, because it's crazy how it works, you know, because I have students in different communities, and like, some of my students, you know, will come up to me and be like, how you know this person? Like, I know you be out there like that.
All right.
And but it, you know, some of my students are gonna see this and they're gonna be like, Mr. Grayson? And some of them gonna be like, Mr. Grayson.
For sure.
So it's, you know, it's good. And like, you know, kind of off camera, we talked about this. Like, I appreciate you giving me the space because I don't always get to, I do a lot of interviews, right? But I don't always get to be a 360-degree version of myself.
That's cool.
In these interviews.
I appreciate that.
You know, I don't know for any wild reason, but anyway, kids.
Right.
I just, you know, I believe in good things. I believe in smiles, as corny as that sounds. Like, I believe in the power of smiling. And kids are still down to smile. Like, even kids that have, like, hard growing up. Like, you know, they edgy, but they still want to find reasons to smile. By the time you get older, you so busy, like, you know, you so busy mugged up.
Beat up from life, though.
Yeah, like, life done wore you down. You done forgot that there's still things to smile about, right? And I was a kid, right? Like, my mom was always gone from work, and, you know, pops was whatever, and it took people like Earl, like my grandfather's neighbor. It took younger people. Well, you know, I'm 10, 11, but people who were like 20, you know, and up. It took people like that to really get to me.
Right.
Like, the teachers wasn't doing it. I was doing this, or I was not paying. I was never the kid that was gonna talk back to you or like pop off at somebody. I was definitely the kid that was like, oh, okay, and then just go right back to what I'm doing.
Right.
Because I ain't like all the arguments. Gotcha, I'm on it.
Right.
But it took people to, like, you know, younger people to smack me around and show me that there was things to work for, to work towards. And, you know, somebody did that for me. And when I was working in radio, that's, you know, kind of what I went to college for. And I worked in radio for a good while. I liked it. It was fun. But I would volunteer with, be it, you know, Boys and Girls Clubs, community events. I think he was teaching at Ashley at the time. So I would go out there, because I think Glad was out there. Like, was it? I don't know. Let me not speak sideways.
I'm about to say, bro, what are you talking about?
Hold on, let me not speak sideways. But I know B was Glad's teacher at one point.
Okay, cool.
And because that's when I met him, and I just saw, like,
it's crazy.
I just saw the importance of that work. You know what I mean? I saw the importance of that work, and, you know, when it came time for me to leave radio, and I started working at, you know, Boys and Girls Club, you know, that was dope. It felt like I was doing something. Like, in radio, it was a cool job, but it felt like I was doing a job when I was at the Boys and Girls Club. And then I got into some, like, gang prevention stuff, and then I got into working, like, at a boys' home, and then I got into mental health, and then I got into foster care, and, you know, so I worked all of these different avenues of youth development before kind of finding a lane that matched what I enjoyed doing and gave me summers off, because that ain't no joke. Being a teacher, getting summers off.
That's crazy.
And it's just, you know, especially with, like, young artists. You know what I mean? Especially with young artists.
And you're an art teacher.
Because I'm an art teacher, right? When I was a kid, up until, like, maybe 10 years ago, nobody could convince me that art was a real job. You know, like, I had a black mom, like, she wanted me to be a lawyer, doctor, something that wasn't going to get me shot by some crazy white people. She wanted me to have something with benefits, to, like, suit up. my mom never really was like, yeah, you could take your art and do this. And now I'm in a position where like I'm getting paid from art. So now like I do shows for my students where they'll make work and I'll put them in avenues where they can get paid for it, and I don't take no money from them. I need them to see that like this is your value, and I teach them how to value these things.
That's crazy.
So then you get like you start getting paid like I had when she was, I think she was 15, and it was a school project she did. Not even a like a painting she did for money. It was a school project. And I just posted it on my like sites, yo, you know, my girl smashed this. And somebody hit me up. She got paid $600 for that. Wow. If I was 15 and somebody gave me $600 for a painting, I would never stop painting. Wow. I would never stop. See where the value of that is. And it's, I mean.
That's crazy, bro. Only because I gotta send a shout out my mom's, because my mom's was in. She was an influential part in me going to school as far as like even going to get my degree, you understand? Yeah. She never talked me out of doing it, my grandma, you understand? My dad was always on the fence about this shit because he was a traditionally like, yo, you can't get paid off of drawing this shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my art teacher, Miss Jones. Miss Jones was at Hanover and put that, you know what I'm saying, that thought into my head, you understand, and made sure I got that shit. But I'm glad you down. I'm glad you was able to come by, man, and talk, man. Yo, this is the most I've ever heard you talk. Yo, yo, send your shout outs, man. Talk about what you know what I'm saying, what you're working on next.
I feel ill even making this shout out after the first half of this interview. But yeah, I mean, most definitely, well, first off, you know, shouts out to Piggy Smalls, Daddy Loves You. Hey. You know, and then shouts out to my students. Cause like that's my mom, right? Everybody at Glow Academy, everybody come to the art studio, like that's my mom. And then you know everybody else, you know who you are. Everybody else, you know who you are. The important people, my daughter, my students. Absolutely. Everybody else, y'all already know.
Okay then. Well, now where can they find you on Instagram, Facebook, whatever you know what I'm saying? Where can people interact with you at?
Everything is HP Fangs. Okay. Like my website, hpfangs.com, Instagram at HP Fangs, Facebook, Venmo.
Ain't no backslashes.
Ain't no backslash. HPFANGS.
Let's get it.
Ain't no backslashes, dots, numbers, or emojis. Like HP Fangs.
All right.
That's what it is.
Cool shit. I'm gonna send my shout out to Rudy Copper Lounge on College Road. Check us out online if you can't get there. We do open mics every Friday for your artists out here that want to do what they do. Shout out to my man, at your service, my bro Dez. He's doing lawn care if you need your lawn care. My brother Kari, plus Villain Entertainment. Shout out to my man John, Designed to a T. My man Alan Murphy Insurance. Shout out to Lee Hustle, Pure Pain. Hey, Lee Hustle, you owe me some something, bro. I be plugging you hard, bro. And pause. Nah, not like that, bro. For all that weird shit y'all crazy niggas, bro. But yo, I be giving you a lot of love, bro. I appreciate the t-shirt, so I always run that back. My man Early Bird. Shit.
Yo, let me shout out Creators Print House. Because in terms of being an artist, they mess with me heavy in the first like.
I'm gonna get the Creators crew on.
I just wanted to make sure.
I'm gonna get them on.
Same with John. Like,
yo, John is my big bro.
Yeah, I do need to make sure I say that. I do need to make sure I say that.
I owe John some cheese or something. But anyway, John is my big bro. Yeah. But and yo, I'ma always shout John because John always been inspirational in anything I did. Anytime I had a print. Or anytime I needed something done, John has been the one for me.
I don't know if you like talking about it. John was in that early area or early
Hey, John. I forgot his name.
I remember it.
Yeah, he was killing, yo. Him and Wise, like, that was.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Nah, that's the coach. If you was around, if you was there, you was there. Won a lot of people off the poach. Who are your top 5 for the point? Anyway, you wanna give your top 5 for the point?
Nope.
Nope. You gonna give your top 5?
Nah. Listen, I already talk real slick.
All right, I kind of wanted to ask him that before. But yo, what's the last video you want to see, bro?
The last video? What you mean, just in general, or
from the city, man? From any era.
Wait. What's your question? Last hip hop video?
Yeah.
Then I want to see.
Yo, you know we played the video, the last video. You know what I'm saying? Like if we gonna play a last video, you gotta somebody from the city, or even somebody underground from a different city that you ran into.
Oh.
It don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? It might be one of your joints. I don't know. I thought we played all your videos, but if you got a homie that got a video,
let me see. That's a hot one. That's the
whole point.
What video have I been? No, I know what I want to see. So it's called 96 Tears. It's an old video. It's my man Grip Grand. He's another Rec League label mate dude.
It's on
from
there?
the Bay Area. It's on there. 96 Tears. It's you'll look at him and he looks like this real geeky like kid, but like listen, and it's just him. It's just him writing the track out. 96 Tears.
96 Tears.
I love Grip because Grip is another person that I think people look at and they sleep on him until you figure out he will body you.
Good shit. You a battle rap, yo?
Nah, I'm a witty guy rapper. Like I'm a clever rapper. Like
but you ain't about to battle rap about it.
I mean, I ain't above it.
Alright. No Signals TV.
I ain't above it.
No Signals TV. We'll be back. Matter of fact, no, we won't, man. Y'all check us out, man. Shout out to Haji, man. Love y'all. Do what you do like you do what you do for TV. Miss Weller, I hope you see this.
Hi, baby.
I'm coming back, still starving like a depression. This shit is depressing. Rap is in a recession. At every recession, known to shut them down like when slugs fly, doves cry. This is what it sound like. Who want a battle grip? You say that your mic is a cannon. Well, mine's like the whole fucking battleship. Extravagant rappers get lost. It's like labyrinth, hazardous. Hungry on the mic? No, I'm ravenous. Slide up in the cut and I slice them like radishes. Savages get up again like young Lazarus. Tell me I should get to the point. I spit javelins. Well known for rolling up stone like Mick Jagger is. Ain't that a bitch? I'm it and you never is. Hiring, firing, this is my severance. This is my Everest high. I'm like heaven is treacherous. On the block dropping like Tetris. Entertaining like Cedric Big in all measurements. Pulling out the microphone quick with no hesitance. The first one to switch up his flow is no precedent. A brand new kind of sick. There's no test for it. Live from Broland where I'm the sole resident. We can take it out to the curb and go settle it. Or we can take it out to the curb and go pedal it. The mixtape is coming in first like gold medalist. Give them like 100 bars, I'm so generous. Spit like a cobra, except I'm more venomous. When I'm in the booth, I'm showing them no friendliness. Leave them with a heart-shaped hole in a cold emptiness. Step is just a permanent loan with no interest. Squeeze the microphone like I'm holding a 450 and just buck a blow. The style so ridiculous. Gifts like St. Nicholas, bitch, it ain't Christmas. Shining like Mr. Clean, I'm so listament. Not special ed, but I'm the magnificent. Started, I finish it. Pardon my penmanship. 18, all in your face like Dirk Benedict. Thanks, but don't mention it. Rap is my job, I'm so into it. My relationship is so intimate. Try a little tenderness. I'm always hurting somebody's feelings. Cause all of these guys are real sensitive. Hey, you're not fresh. What the fuck is your style for? I'm sorry, but the truth is inconvenient like Al Gore. Grip known to give them that golden age vintage rap for the babies. Start them on it young like it's Similac. Mac, close range spray like a mini Mac. Don't wear a chain, no cable, no Cinemax. Send it to the label and I hope they don't send it back. Put it in the #1 spot like it's handicapped. Hand me that. Mike, I'ma kill it like handle that. All the time spent sweating bullet shells in the lab. Best motherfucking cassette your deck ever had. You call this an album? No, it's y'all epitaph. If you don't know about the wreck, then you better ask. Screaming out, fuck everyone, like I'm Everlast. On the microphone, beat it up like a heavy bag. Grit grand, hard like a rock, I'm a Chevy ad. Let me add, rising to the top like a helipad. Stop. Grip, pick it up like a yellow cab. I tried to tell them that I was on Smash and they jaw made of glass like the shoe Cinderella had. Ain't have to go to Foley
mad to develop that felon rap. Step to the flow, get your melon crack. Grip been on hella tracks. This is not new to me. The rhyme sound bright like this is my jewelry. Quit your tomfoolery. Snake, I'm like Wolverine. Superpower spitter like this is my mutant gene. I'm taking over the shit. It's like mutiny. Had tapes back in the 80s like Brucey B. Don't front, flow serious like I'm steady B. Plus always bigger and better like Benny B. Yellow flag down on the play, that's a penalty. Let it bleed on the D, low like a centipede. Let me breathe, need another clip cause I empty these all day. Dazed and confused like the 70s, sail like the 7 seas. On these so-called MCs, I don't call myself shit but the letter G. Styles you could never see, kinda like camouflage. All year in the workshop like I'm Santa Claus. Grip and I am the boss. Kept the hammer cocked, rhyme book full of hot lead like an ammo box. Can we talk about it like Alcoholics Anonymous? Ominous, study my dough like economists broke like a promises. Boy, I get deep, 20,000 leagues under the sea like the Nautilus. We like to party, but bitch, it's not carnival. Change up the play like this is my audible, this is my chronicle. It's almost time to go. Grip known for making them jump like Geronimo. All my flows fire, so don't stand in front of me. Send them to the principal's office like Young MC. Oh no, it's gonna be a riot in here, so get the cops and the firemen here on the double G. Yeah, I'm the double G. Grip grand, the ultimate bad man. So you should be glad there's just one of me. Nasty as I wanna be, rappers can't fuck with me. 96 bars with more than y'all want from me.